Hello guys, I'm Dean Edwards and welcome back to Proper Food. So, I've got one question for you. Let's have a virtual show of hands. Who wants a slice of my mac and cheese pie with a bacon wheat crust? So the first thing a mac and cheese pie is going to need is some decent mac and cheese. Now I'm going to show you my cheese version, and that, instead of making a white sauce, incorporates this stuff. So this is a can of evaporated milk. So 400 grams going into my pan, and we're just going to warm this through. And then into that, we're going to add a store cupboard favourite, a good old squirting of tomato sauce. Give it a stir. So next up, now this is an optional extra. Now this is a sauce by my good friend the Ribman. You can find a link to his website in the description. Now this sauce is called Holy The name pretty much says it all. But not only does it add heat to this dish, it adds an amazing flavour. So I love this stuff. Just a couple of drops in there is more than enough. So add that in, give that a little stir, and now it is time for our cheeses. So here, two different good old cheddar cheese. It's my favourite cheese. So just scatter that into the pan. And then secondly, because we want this lovely and gooey, I'm going to add in some grated mozzarella. So get that all in there. And then just give it a little stir and just melt that cheese down. So what you need to do is just heat that cheese sauce nice and gently until you end up with something like this. Is that gooey enough for you? I could literally watch this all day long. Look at that. That looks incredible. What we're going to do now is add in our pasta. So here, I've got some macaroni. Now I've cooked this for 2 minutes less than it says on the packet's instructions. That way it doesn't overcook when it goes into the cheese sauce. So get that in there. And then we're going to just give it a good old stir just to mix everything through. Now a good little tip for you, if the sauce becomes too thick, then what you can do is just add in a splash of milk and just stir it through until you get the perfect creamy consistency. Now I won't lie to you, that in itself is pretty damn good on its own. You would not need to do anything more to it, but we're going to turn this into a pie. So the first thing we're going to need to do is make our crust. So what I've got here is some beautiful filo pastry. Now this is really fine, it cooks really quickly, and this is going to be so perfect for this recipe. You can actually see how fine these little layers are. So actually really wafer thin. Look at that. So we're actually going to make layers to make our crisp crust for this pie. So what you need to do is take a pastry brush and some melted butter and just paint that around the inside of your dish, your baking dish, your bowl, your saucepan, something that is oven proof, and then just start to lay in the layers of pastry and just make sure they sort of overlap the edges a little bit. Once you get one in, repeat the process and go again. We want to use up around 5 or 6 different layers. You have to work quite quickly with this filo because it actually dries out fairly fast. So just go as quickly as you can. Now once you get to this stage, your pastry's done, get your mac and cheese filling into the middle. There we go. Just spread it all out into a nice even layer. Set it to one side, and we're about to make our bacon weave. So what I've done here, I've covered my board in some cling film. I've also covered the pie with some cling film as well. It's going to stop the pastry drying out a little bit. So here, I've got some beautiful rashers of streaky bacon. And I think I need around 10 to 12 rashers. So what you do, you just lie them out next to each other. Okay, so 1, 2, and just be really nice and gentle with this. 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually like to pull them out just a little bit, stretch them out. Then what you do, you fold one back, the third one back, the fifth one back, and then lay across another piece of bacon. Fold that back, and again, and again, and then take the second one, the fourth, and the sixth, and repeat until you've made your bacon weave. And there you have your beautiful bacon weave, and this is now ready for the pie. And my pie is ready to go. I'm just going to take this bacon weave, gently pop it out onto my hand, and then just get that on top of my pie crust, and then just tuck in all the outside edges down in around the sides of the mac and cheese. You don't have to be too precise at this point. And then what you're going to do is just bring the edges of the pastry up around the top of the pan. Doesn't matter if they break. This is going to give us our lovely little crispy crust to go on the top and hold that bacon in place. And then finally, we just need a final brushing of the butter around the top just to help us crisp up that pastry. And then it's ready for the oven. Preheat your oven to 190, gas mark 4, and that's going to go in for 25 to 30 minutes until it's beautiful, golden, crispy on top. What do you reckon to that then? How amazing does that look? Crispy bacon, beautiful crisp pastry, and underneath it all, we've got mac and cheese. I swear this looks absolutely incredible. Come on, let me show you this. It's going to take a nice slice of this pie. Take in some of that bacon weave and the crust. Check this out. Now, if you're telling me that your family and friends are going to sit down and absolutely demolish that, then you're a liar. Simple as that. How good does that look? If you've enjoyed this video recipe, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I know I say it all the time, but it's really important to me. The recipe for this is down by the comments. While you're down there, why don't you tell me what you love about this channel or things you might change, because your feedback is all important for me. This is my mac and cheese pie with a bacon weave crust, and I guarantee you the family will absolutely adore this one. It's time to dig in. That's literally incredible. I'll see you next week for some more proper food.